Yay for Coach Sarah making us cool. We finally have a Game of Thrones mantra. If you happen to be a fan, you may have missed our big announcement last night. The Maintain suite of programs at fitnessprotection.com is now open to the public. Priced at $30 per month, this monthly fitness subscription has everything you need to succeed. Coaches, virtual run buddies, live Q&A sessions, daily motivation threads, live streams, and even podcasts coming very soon. Check it out at www.fitnessprotection.com/home. Again, that's www.fitnessprotection.com/home.
There is no one who's better at expressing the frustrations of today's life than Sharon Horgan of Catastrophe. So I'm supposed to watch Game of Thrones on my own, like a pervert? Hi, this is Coach Sarah, and this is the Morning Mantra.
Hi, my name is MK Fleming. I'm a run coach based in Denver, Colorado. But this isn't a podcast about running exactly. Don't tell my clients, but we're never really talking about the running. When you know a craptastic event is coming, it helps to have a mantra to keep you centered and focused as you move through it. You don't have to be an athlete to be #coached and loved by Coach MK. And if you are here, then you are #winning at life.
Today's mantra is, not today. Not today. There are a few things as daunting as a mountain of hard work with no peak in sight. That isn't to say that the work will never end, but you don't know whether it will, or when it will, and you don't know whether doing all that work is going to get you the result you want. Arya Stark should know. She spent, 4 seasons of Game of Thrones stranded on another continent, running away from people trying to kill her? But what did her teacher, who was really her coach, tell her to say to death? Not today. We have a lot of phrases that stand in for don't give up yet. We say just put one foot in front of the other. We say run the mile you're in, and we say keep showing up. Those phrases can work for a certain mindset. It's fine to run the mile you're in when you're out on a 5-mile run. There are only 5 miles. If you run the mile you're in and then you do that again 4 more times, you'll get to the end of the run, and your patience will have been rewarded. You know this. That's why Run the Mile You're In gives you the cue that you need to focus for just a little longer. It works because it gives you a roadmap to the end. But sometimes there's no roadmap. Sometimes the work feels totally futile because there's no way to see whether you're actually progressing from mile 1 to mile 2, or whether you're getting any closer to the objective. If you've ever rehabbed an injury, you have been here. My most recent layoff from running was 2 years ago when I developed a calf strain that I really hoped was a total nothing burger. Thought maybe it would resolve itself after a couple days of rest, foam rolling, all that stuff. Instead, I spent a month barely running at all, and 2 more months after that rebuilding all the fitness I had lost. It was an unglamorous and unimpressive injury, but it felt stuck on me, the way let it go gets stuck in my head sometimes. It was just there all the time. And a part of me genuinely wondered whether a portion of my brain would be forever dedicated to the maintenance of the stupid thing. The regular visits to my physical therapist ate away at my spare time as the co-pays added up, plus the fact that I had to schlep to the gym twice a week to get some cardio exercise on a stationary bike instead of just putting on my shoes and heading out the door for a run. And when I did get to run a couple times a week, I got to do little sets of 1 minute on, 1 minute off, run-walk intervals. It was boring, frustrating work, and it didn't feel like anything was getting better. Every time I ran for that 1 minute, I still felt the pull in my left calf. I knew I was doing all the right things. I knew I needed to listen to my PT and do what she said, and I wanted to believe her when she told me that it would keep getting better and better if I just stayed the course. But I really didn't believe her. I was afraid. I cried a lot during those months. Every time I drove to the gym for my dull stationary bike workout, Every time I went through my PT's interminable warm-up sequence in preparation for maybe 10 minutes of running, every time I went out for a 30-minute brisk walk, I felt like screaming and yelling and quitting. I think that if I could have known in my heart that my silly little calf strain would heal and that I would, in a few months, no longer even think about it when out running, if I had any conviction that I would indeed go on to train for a marathon that fall, I could have gotten through those 3 months of rehab and rebuilding without so much angst. But I had no such conviction. I had never been coached before, and I'd never successfully rehabbed an injury without just taking weeks, if not months, off from running. And even then, the comebacks had always been halting and slow and uncertain. I had no reason to believe that just putting one foot in front of the other would actually get me to where I wanted to be. It didn't help that during the same period of time, I was rejected from a job at a really good college for which I had been one of 2 finalists. And I remember that it was the same time because I remember being on the campus, having slept over the night before, preparing for my big day of interviews and demo lessons, and I remember going out for one of my little walk runs on their campus, wishing to God that I could just run the nerves away. Getting rejected from that job after pouring all my energy into that interview, which I thought couldn't have gone better, just put one more slow leak in my confidence. Once I got the definitive rejection, it was time to keep applying for more jobs, one cover letter at a time, one foot in front of the other. Run the mile you're in, or whatever, walk the mile you're in. But I couldn't see the finish line. I had lost faith that there even was one. All I knew was that there was work to do, and I had to do it, no matter how little I believed that it would take me where I wanted to go. Here's where the mantra comes in. Hard work that leads you to somewhere you can't see is scary. But the only guarantee is that if you don't do it, your feet will stay right where they are. Yes, you can be angry about it. Fucking eccentric calf raises again, a 15-minute warm-up for 10 minutes of walk running, another 1-year visiting assistant professor position to apply for. I'm not going to tell you to tolerate a shitty situation indefinitely. The day may come when you decide to say, fuck it. It did for academia and me eventually. We have a mantra for that too. But if I had quit rehabbing my calf strain 3 weeks in, just because the stationary bike was driving me crazy, I wouldn't have been standing on a marathon start line 6 months later. Yes, I cried and raged a lot during that rehab cycle because the work was dull and frustrating and I was scared. But every day, I decided to put off quitting for just one more day. If you have your work in front of you and it scares you, bores you, annoys you, intimidates you, just cut to the chase. Come right out. Ask yourself, is it time to quit right now? You don't have to know what tomorrow's answer will be. All we're talking about is today. And if the answer is no, then you have your mantra. Not today. Not today.
You are coached, you are loved, and you are winning at life. And you are definitely winning at life if you subscribe to my Nuzzlement newsletter, follow me on Facebook, or follow me on Instagram. Feel free to do all 3. Today's episode is sponsored by Karma Project. There are 37 million vehicles across 19 manufacturers that have been recalled so far for having a deadly Takata airbag. 37 million! Do some good by alerting your friends and family about this recall and earn a $5 reward for checking your own vehicle. Chances are really good you or someone you know has a recalled Takata airbag in their vehicle right now. Both driver and front passenger position airbags are affected. This means that you and your passengers could be at risk of being killed or seriously injured by metal fragments shooting out of your airbag. I check to make sure I'm not affected, and it's important to me that all of you out there are also checking to see whether or not you're safe. All you have to do is take a picture of your license plate, then visit deadlyairbag.com/health. It takes just a minute, and for a limited time, you can get a $5 reward for doing it. Check now at deadlyairbag.com/health. It's urgent. Do not put this off. Check now at deadlyairbag.com/health. Don't forget, if you need a mantra, you can always ask for one at info@coachedandloved.com. Again, that's email info, INFO, at coachedandloved.com.